Hey guys, doing well today. It's on my Super Rugby Aotearoa Team of the tournament. So yeah, first of all, just going to say it's been a brilliant tournament to watch really. I mean, from round 1 to round 10, all the games have been pretty exciting. I mean, all of them have been pretty close, very close margins. I say, except for the last game within round 10 with Highlanders beating the Hurricanes by at least 17 points. But more than that, all the games have been pretty close and been really decided within the last 10 minutes. So yeah, it's been great to watch really. And it's like you don't see it often, but five New Zealand teams playing each other within this competition has been a great concept. I've really enjoyed it because within Super Rugby, this might be a bit biased, but I'm gonna say that most Super Rugby fans love to watch the New Zealand teams play against each other. It's like the best games you can say. It's always close, and yeah, they proved it once again within this competition. And yeah, the ability of all the players within this, all the teams are just, it's been exciting to watch really, from all the experienced players you normally play for the All Blacks to up and coming players who could potentially be in the All Blacks. It's been great to watch really. So when deciding these teams, I based it off two things: one, their influence/form throughout Super Rugby Aotearoa, and two, the amount of times that I selected within my dream team. So, but might just come under how good their statistics were throughout this competition. So at number 1, I've selected Joe Moody. He's been impressive throughout this whole competition. For the Crusaders, they've dominated, I think, that scrum heavily, and he's definitely influenced that a lot. I mean, he didn't play the last 2 rounds, I'd say, of Super Rugby Aotearoa, but bar than that, he's been very impressive and solid to watch. So at number 2, I selected Coley Taylor, another Crusaders player. I could have gone, to be honest, I was deciding between him or Ash Dixon. Ash Dixon's an honorable mention, you can say, but I went with Cody Taylor purely on the basis that I think he had more of an impact within the side than Ash Dixon. But Ash Dixon, I mean, he did score 4 tries throughout this competition, but I think Cody Taylor, I'm not going to say he's the better player, because we all know he's the better player, but I'm basing this off form, and I think he just made more of an impact, I'd say, within the Crusaders side than Ash Dixon did within the Highlanders side. So at number 3, I selected Opportunity from the Blues. He's been very impressive to watch. I mean, I'm a Blues fan, and I've loved watching him throughout the last year or two. I would say he's really stepped up, and particularly within this competition, he's been one of the most, you could say, improved players throughout the whole forward packs. You could say throughout this competition. He's definitely, I would say he cemented his spot within the free spot for the All Blacks. I mean, I'd say he's a bit better than I'd say definitely better than Tyrell Lomax and Nepo Lalala. That's my opinion. That might be a bit biased because I am a Blues fan, but I do think Alfred Tungafasi has played very well throughout this tournament, and yeah, his tackling as well has just been terrific to watch really. So at number 4, I've selected another Blues player, Patrick Tuipulotu. He's led that team to a second place in Super Rugby Aotearoa, and to be honest, that's kind of what I expected really. I mean, if you watch my first video, I said the Blues would come out second within this competition and the Crusaders would come out first, which I was happy to get correct. But Patrick Tuipulotu, he's been solid throughout this competition. Particularly within the first 4 rounds, I'd say he really stepped up his game and just proved why he should be considered the number 1 lock to select within the All Blacks. And he's I think this is probably his best. In Super Rugby Aotearoa, I think he's been in his best form I've ever seen him play. I think he's played the best rugby in his career within Super Rugby Aotearoa. So, yeah, fair play to him. He definitely deserves to be within the side. So, at number 5, this was a tough choice. There's a lot of people I could have selected. There's the likes of, Sam Whitelock, there's the likes of James Blackwell, even, there's a lot of people I could have selected really, but I went with Perry Parkinson. I think he made a massive impact within that Highlanders side. A lot of bookies, you could say, or rugby critics thought that the Highlanders would place last in this competition, but I think Perry was definitely a big part in that, and helping the Highlanders come in 4th. It is it's only 1 above, but they've definitely stepped up and proved a lot of people wrong, and he had a big part in that. And he's been very impressive, just to watch. He definitely should be an up-and-coming lock for the All Blacks, and definitely someone to look out for the future, for sure. So, at number 6, this was a tough one, and I'll tell you why I selected this player, and just why I've made only one shift throughout this whole side, but I've done that purely on the basis that I thought, yeah, I'll get onto it later. But at number 6, I selected Lachlan Boshier. He's the only Chiefs player I selected within this side, and yeah, he definitely deserves to be in. I mean, he's been insane. I think he's definitely stepped up. I think he's probably the most improved player throughout this competition. That's what if I had to give an award, I'd say he's definitely the most improved. And yeah, he definitely deserves to be within the side. I mean, the amount of turnovers this guy gets is ridiculous. I think he ended up with like at least 7 turnovers throughout this whole competition. So yeah, it's very impressive, and yeah, he definitely deserves to be within the conversation of an All Blacks, the All Blacks setup for sure. I mean, hopefully tomorrow they are announcing the North and South lineups for the whole thing, and I really hope he's involved in that, because he's been brilliant throughout this competition. So at number 7, I've selected Dalton Papali'i. I mean, there's a lot of 7s I could have selected. There's the likes of Tom Christie, Duplessis, Karifi, and don't get me wrong, they've been brilliant throughout this competition. Even Dylan Hunt. Dylan Hunt he's been one of those players who I think a lot of people just didn't understand how good he was, but his tackling success is brilliant. But I've gone with Dalton Papali'i purely on the basis that he did score 4 tries throughout this competition, and his tackling success has been great as well. And he's really helped the Blues, excel, you could say, within this tournament and play second. And I think he played a big part within that. So at number 8, the last of the forward pack, I've gone with Shannon Brazel. So this is the one move I was talking about earlier, who I've made a shift throughout this whole team. And to be honest, I could have gone with the likes of Tutu or Hoskin Tutu, who, don't get me wrong, they have both been brilliant throughout this competition. I mean, Tutu, I think most people will put him within their side, but personally I wouldn't put him because he hasn't played enough games within this competition. And Tutu has been brilliant for the Highlanders, and you could say you have the likes of Arte Sevilla as well, and maybe Y2 Douglas, or what's his name, someone cooler for the Chiefs. He's been great as well. But I've gone with Shannon Brazel because I thought Boshier and Brazel both deserve to be within the side, and I know Brazel has been in 8 before for the Highlanders, and I think he's played 8 for the All Blacks as well. So I've shifted Brazel within the 8 spot, and yeah, he definitely deserves to be within there. I mean, what can you say more about him? He is the best, in my opinion. He is the best Highlanders player there was. Was he? No, I can't say that. I'd say he's the second best player, second best Highlanders player they have within the Super Rugby Aotearoa, and he's been brilliant. I mean, the amount of first of all, I think he scored 3 or 4 tries in this competition, so great start for that. Good statistics there, and he definitely influenced a lot of matches. The amount of turnovers and tackling success that he had was, it's just expected really from him, and yeah, he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant to watch. But anyway, moving on to the backs at number 9, I selected Aaron Smith, and this is the player who I thought definitely influenced the Highlanders the most, and I arguably say was their best player throughout this competition. He controlled that Highlanders team. He knew the exact passes to pass. I mean, his passing, he is, in my opinion, I think he's still the best scrum half within the world. A lot of people might argue against that and might say, Flap de Kirk, or even DuPont, or there's a lot of others you could say, but I think Aaron Smith still has it, and he has been brilliant throughout this competition, and he's been one of those players who's just been exciting to watch. Really, I mean he's really stepped up his game, and he's just proving it still. I think he's I think he's 33 years old, but man, that doesn't mean anything. He is playing. He's been playing very well throughout this competition, and definitely deserves to be within the side. So at number 10, I've gone with Richie Mwanga. This is I'd say my MVP without this competition within Super Rugby Aotearoa. He is. What can you say? I mean he pretty much won the Crusaders that game against the Blues. He flat out won that game against the Blues for the Crusaders, and man, he is you just can't. He is still the best. Oh, is he? Yeah, I still think he's the best. Yeah, he's still New Zealand's best fly-off, and he's still. I mean, every round he's been fantastic. It's like every round when I was doing my dream teams, I didn't want to select him every single time because I have to be a bit unbiased and I can't select him, even though I love him to bits. He's a fantastic player, and just to watch him play, like, whenever he has the ball, you just know there's like a good chance that the Crusaders will score a try. So, yeah, he is so creative in what he does, and definitely deserves to be within the side. Yeah, like I said, he's definitely the MVP of this competition, and man, he was brilliant throughout. Yeah, yeah, he was good. But anyway, moving on to number 11, I selected Caleb Clark. That's it could be a surprise in there. I think personally, this might be a bit, I'm not going to say it's biased, because I think throughout this competition, he's been brilliant to watch. I mean, I don't think he played within two games within this competition, but other than that, I mean, he went on to a great start throughout this competition. I think within the first 4 rounds, I think he scored like 4 tries, I think, automatically, which was, good. It was good, really good, actually. And yeah, he was so influential for the Blues, within those Blues backs. I mean, him and Mark Talea, that combination within the wings are perfection. And I mean, that could be essentially an All Blacks wing setup. But yeah, no, Caleb Clark definitely stepped up his game. And coming back from the sevens, yeah, he started in within that Blues side very well, and he played his skin out, and yeah, he's so quick as well. And even when you watch that Crusaders game, you can just tell that the Crusaders really just targeted him, because they knew that he is such a big threat that they want to just get him out of the way and just not let him have the ball. So yeah, it just shows how important he is really to this Blues side. So moving on to number 12, I selected Le Mape from the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes were very impressive. I would say early on they did lose their first 2 games, but after that they were very impressive, and they won 5 in a row, and that could be Le Mape definitely had a say in that, and I think everyone will say that that Blues game he just proved why he's still considered to be in the conversation of a center spot for the All Blacks, and man, he bulldozed over Bowden Barrett and Ontario Black. Yeah, no, that was funny to watch. But yeah, he's always been my favorite player to watch, and I think he was one of those players who has been so unlucky to be to miss out on the All Blacks, really. I mean, I know he's played games with the All Blacks, but I mean, not to make it to like a World Cup was what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Mbappe, man, he had a great tournament, and definitely deserves to be within the team in the tournament. So moving on to number 13. This was actually a tricky one, because when I was looking at 13s, there wasn't actually a lot of 13s who actually stood out, I could say. There was likes of, you could say, Reiko, if you want to put him at 13, or you have TJ Fani for them as well. You have you have the likes of Antelana Brown for the Chiefs, who, don't get me wrong, he's been, whenever he played for the Chiefs, he at least made the Chiefs a bit better. So it's impressive to do, really. And yeah, you have the likes of Brandon Anwar, but Brandon Anwar he had some injuries within this competition and wasn't able to play all the games. So if he didn't have that, I would have selected him. But I've actually gone with Peter Mungan Jensen, the other Hurricane center. He was very impressive throughout the later stages within this competition. He did score 2 tries against the Crusaders in that victory, away. And that was the best game throughout this competition. I mean, I think Crusaders Hurricanes was definitely the best game, and he had a big say in that game with 2 tries, and even I think he scored 4 or 5 tries overall in this competition. So he definitely deserves to be within the side, and definitely a future All Black. I'm so certain about it. Definitely a future All Black. So number 14, I've gone with Will Jordan. I mean, if you didn't have him within your starting lineup, it's a bit crazy. I mean, he is, in my opinion, he's been the most informed player throughout this competition. He was like, you could say he's a contender for MVP, but what can you say? I mean, he's, first of all, top try scorer with 6 tries, I think, and he's been great to watch. I mean, he's one of those players who just resembles like the next Ben Smith, really. He's kind of, I'd say, he's small for a fullback, you can say, but he did play a few games within 14, so that's why I started him within that 14 role, and he played his game so well. I think he had the most run meters throughout this competition, which is kind of unexpected, really. I mean, he had the ball within his hands every single time, and like Richie Mwanga, it's like whenever he had the ball, you just knew the Crusaders were most likely going to score because yeah, he's a great player to watch, and definitely, I mean, if he's not selected within the All Blacks, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have a fit. But anyway, moving on to the last player within this team in the tournament, I selected Jordie Barrett. What can you say, really? I mean, he's been arguably the best. Yeah, he's been the Hurricanes' best player throughout this competition, and definitely deserves to be within the side. I mean, he pretty much won the Hurricanes. I think 2 games realistically. With that one game against the Chiefs and the other game against the Blues with that penalty in the last minute. So, he's been great to watch, and it just shows that I think, in my opinion, he had a way better tournament than his brother with Bowden Bear. I think he was more influential for the Hurricanes than what Bowden was for the Blues. I think he was brilliant, and definitely, I mean, if he's not selected within the All Blacks, within even the North and South games, with all the announcements coming up tomorrow, I mean, something's up. But anyway, that's it with the with the team in the tournament. I mean, a few honorable mentions. You have the likes of Alex Hodgman for the Blues. I thought he was very impressive. As one of the props. Like I said before, Ash Dixon. For the Highlanders, very impressive. With Blackwell and Whitelock for the lock positions. With Duplessis, Creepy, and Dunn Hunts for the loose forwards. The likes of Hoskins Tutu for the as well, and you like I said, you have the likes of Graco, George Bridge. I mean, George Bridge was so consistent throughout this tournament, even like Sever Reese. But I mean, I went with Caleb and Will Jordan because I thought they were a bit better throughout this competition and definitely made more of an impact. But the last player was just Mitch Hunt. I think he's definitely stepped up his game and definitely another one of those players who was in the conversation of most improved. So if I had to say, my most improved player would definitely be Lachlan Boucher. My MVP would be Richie Mo'unga, and I'd say my rookie of the tournament would be Caleb Clark. That's my rookie of the tournament, Caleb Clark. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bit shorter than usual, but hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.